Very good morning, dear students. Welcome back to the next session of economics classes. And last class, we have already discussed about the basic concepts of economics as well as the meaning of economics. And today's session, we will have a look of, we are going to discuss about the syllabus pattern of first PUC economics as well as the question paper pattern of the first PUC economics subject to get some idea related to the subject. Now we'll go to the discussion of syllabus, and the first year economics paper title is Economics 1, and this subject is bifurcated as a two parts, into two parts. One is part A and part B. In a part A, the title name is Statistics for Economics, and the part B title is Indian economic development. These are the main two parts we are going to study under the Economics 1. Part A is Statistics for Economics and part B is Indian economic development. And under the part A, Statistics for Economics, we have a total 9 chapters we are going to discuss, and under the part B, we are going to discuss overall 10 chapters under part B and 9 chapters under part A. Under part A, Statistics for Economics, we are going to discuss the first chapter, Introduction. First chapter, Introduction. Here, in this chapter, we are going to discuss introduction relating to economics as well as the statistics. The meaning of economics we are going to discuss in this chapter, as well as what is statistics and how the statistics can be useful or helpful to the analyzing of an economic factors. That's why in an introduction chapter we are going to discuss the meaning and the importance of statistics in economics. In last class, already we have discussed about the meaning of economics. As we know, economics is always study about the relationship between limited wants and unlimited economics is studies about the unlimited wants of human beings with limited resource, and it helps to balance these unlimited wants with a limited resource. Whereas due to unlimited wants and limited resource, there arise some problems in the economics like poverty, unemployment and inflation, deflation. Likewise, there are some problems used to arise in the economy that can be called as economic problems. These economic problems arise due to the unlimited wants and limited resource. And in order to solve these economic problems, we need to know the causes and other reasons for it. In this way, the statistics used to help to the economics by giving a clear-cut information or data relating to the particular problem. That's why we used to adapt the statistics in study of the economics to solve some economic problems and to find the solution to our economic problems. So, entire things we are going to discuss in the chapter 1, that is meaning of economics as well as the meaning or importance of statistics in economics. And now we will come to know the meaning of statistics now. Here, statistics have a simple meaning, that is, statistics is a science. Statistics is a science which helps to collect the data as well as organization and presentation and analysis and interpretation of numerical data. Statistics is nothing but it's a science which helps to collect as well as organize presentation, analysis and interpretation of numerical data. The statistics have 5 steps. One is collection of data as well as organization, presentation, analysis and interpretation of numerical data. Statistics is nothing but collection, organization, presentation and analysis and interpretation of numerical data relating to any particular fact or any particular thing. In this way, the statistics meaning and its importance, how it will be going to help to an economics, that entire concepts will becomes under chapter 1, that is introduction. And the chapter 1 in exam point of view very important, and it covers overall 5 marks. From this chapter for examination we used to get 5 marks. And come to the second chapter, that is collection of data. Already we know the meaning of statistics. Statistics include 5 steps. One is collection, second one organization, third presentation, analysis and interpretation of numerical data. In the first step, collection of data relating to any particular topic, how can we collect the information and how it can be useful for the particular purpose, that will be discussed under chapter 2, that is collection of data. To simple analysis of this chapter, we need to know the meaning of data first of all. I think we all know data refers to a set of information relating to any particular thing or concepts. Data refers to a set of information relating to particular. Data is a set of information relating to any particular concept. And here we have 2 types of data. Here we have 2 types of data collection. One is primary data and second one is secondary secondary data. There are two types of data. One is primary data and secondary data. Primary data is a data or information originally collected by the investigator for the research purpose. It is a first and it's also called as first hand information or original information. It is collected by the investigator for the particular purpose. And there are so many ways of collecting a primary data. There are so many ways of collecting primary data. Here there are three ways to collect the primary data. In that first one, personal interview and mail questionnaire method, and third one, telephone interview. By these three ways we can collect the original and first hand information. That information is called as primary data. And now we move to the next type of data, that is secondary data. In the name itself it is indicating secondary in the sense it's a data or information already being collected by some other investigator, and if we use that information for our research study, it will turn as a secondary data. Even for the secondary data also there are so many sources that broadly we can classify into two types. One is published sources and another one is unpublished sources. In that published sources mainly we have so many sources in that census, survey and sample survey. Likewise there are so many published as well as unpublished sources to collect the secondary data. In a second chapter we have a 7 marks for the examination purpose. This chapter covers 7 marks. And next we will move to the third chapter of the part A, that is organization of data. Organization of data. We all know that the first step of statistics is collection of data, and second step of the statistic is organization of data. Whatever the information we have collected relating a particular topic, how to organize that data in a proper manner, that will be going to discuss in the chapter 3. Here the main topics are what do you mean by raw data and what is classification of data. That are the two main topics of the chapter. Here raw data refers to the unorganized or unclassified data. Here raw data means unclassified data or unassembled data is called as raw data, whereas classification of data refers to a properly organized or properly summarized in a order of study, that can be called as classification of data. Here the classification of data are in 4 forms. We are going to classify the data in the 4 form. One is chronological classification, second one spatial classification, and third one quantitative classification, and fourth one qualitative classification. And each and every classification will be having their own way to classify the data. In the sense in a chronological classification, the data or information will be classified based on the time duration, like years, months, hours, weeks, day wise. We will classify the information information. And whereas in second type of classification, that is spatial classification. Here spatial in the sense, here the information or data we will be classified based on the location. It means geographical location, like country wise, states wise, districts wise, and village wise or city wise, we will be going to classify the data. And whereas in the same way, even qualitative and quantitative classification also have their own way to classify the data. And this chapter weightage is totally 6 marks, and for in an exam point of view, this chapter is very important for the 6 marks covered. And we'll move to the next chapter, that is chapter 4. Chapter 4, and the next chapter is presentation of data. We know that this is the third step of statistics. After collecting some set of information, we will use to organize in a particular manner how we want. And after the organization, we need to present the collected data. And in order to present the data, there are 3 types of presentation. There are 3 types of presentation. One is textual presentation, and second one tabular presentation, and whereas third one diagrammatical presentation. These are the 3 types of presentations. Whereas textual presentation refers to expressing or presenting the data in the form of words or sentence. And whereas tabular presentation refers to presenting the data or information in the with the help of rows and columns. With the help of rows and columns. And whereas diagrammatical presentation refers to presenting the information or data in the form of pictures or graphical ways. This is the main content of the chapter, and this chapter weightage is for 9 marks. And we will move to the next chapter, that is central tendency. The next chapter is measures of central tendency. Here, the 5th chapter is measures of central tendency. It means here, what is central tendency is nothing but it's also called as average. How to find out average? That we are going to discuss in the 5th chapter. In order to find the average, we have 3 types of calculations, that is mean or arithmetic mean. I think you are studying in your 10th chapter. Arithmetic mean. And the next average method is median. And mode. And here we will discuss the 3 types of average finding methods, that is arithmetic mean, how to calculate arithmetic mean, and how to calculate median, and mode. In order to get a single value, we describe the large data. Here average refers to, our central tendency refers to finding a single value. We describe the large data. That in order to find a single value, we have 3 types of average methods. One is arithmetic mean, second one median and mode. These three methods we will discuss in detail in the chapter 5. And this chapter weightage is for 9 marks. Already we have discussed. Yeah, we'll move to our next chapter, that is measures of dispersion. And this chapter weightage is for 11 marks. And in the measures of dispersion, this chapter we are going to discuss the mainly 4 statistical analytic methods. One is range, quarter deviation, mean deviation and standard deviation. And we'll move to the next chapter in the part A, that is 7.1 correlation. Correlation. Here the chapter correlation will help to find the relation between 2 or more variables. Here correlation helps to find the relationship between 2 or more variables. Here we understood the meaning of correlation, right? Here there are 2 types of correlation. One is positive correlation and second one negative correlation. Positive correlation refers to when the 2 variables are moving in the same direction is called as positive correlation, and whereas negative correlation refers to when there is an opposite relationship between variables. The variables, 2 variables are moving in the opposite direction, that can be called as negative correlation. That entire topics we are going to discuss in the chapter 7. And this chapter weightage and the exam point of view is 6 marks. And next chapter under the part A, that is chapter 8, index number. Index number. Here index number helps to find the differences in a variable based on the time, where it may be any variable, how it will be going to differ from one particular point of time to another particular point of time, that can be known through an index number. And under the index number there are mainly 4 types of index number. First one, consumer price index, that we can also call as CPI. And one wholesale price index, WPI. And next one, sensitivity index, and in short way we will call as a Sensex. And one more important, that is human development index. These are the 4 main index numbers we will be studying under the chapter 8. And this chapter weightage is for 6 marks in the examination point of view. And one more chapter, that is 9th chapter. And next chapter is use of statistical tools. By knowing all these types of statistics, how can we develop a statistical survey? That will be now learned in a last chapter. And this chapter weightage is for 3 marks. In the exam point of view, this chapter is important to get the 3 marks. And now we'll move to the next part of the subject, that is part B, Indian economic development. Under Indian economic development, we have discussed the first chapter, Indian economy. on the eve of independence. Indian economy on the eve of independence. We all know that before 1947 we are under the control of Britishers, and the from before independence we are under the British rule, and how the British's colonial rule impacted on our Indian economy, that entire concepts we will study under this chapter. And also how the rules of Britishers have affected on Indian agriculture and infrastructure and foreign trade. The entire concepts will be covered under this chapter, and this chapter weightage is for 7 marks, and next chapter is Indian economy. Between 1950 to 1990. We all know that India struggled to got freedom from Britishers, and finally we got a independence in the year of 1947. But in order to frame some set of rules and regulation and proper administration, it took 3 years of time, and after 3 years we adapted our own constitution and own set of plans in order to develop the economy. We have some set of plans that are, we are after independence we have adapted 5-year planning, green revolution and industrial policies to make India as a well developed country, and thus all the things we will discuss in the chapter 2, Indian economy between 1950 to 1990. And next chapter is, and the second chapter weightage is for 5 marks, and come to the third chapter, that is LPG. It means liberalization, privatization, globalization. And this chapter used to get 11 marks in the examination point of view. Here we have 3 plans LPG. In the year of 1991, under the Prime Ministership of Narasimha Rao, we have adapted the liberalization, privatization and globalization process in 1991. Here liberalization nothing but giving a greater freedom to individuals to involve in the various production activity, whereas privatization refers to transferring the ownership from government enterprises to private enterprises, and whereas globalization refers to opening up of the country economy with the world economy, or free flow of goods and services from one country to another country is called as globalization. This LPG process we have adapted in the 1991, and after this LPG policy, what are the impacted happened on Indian economy, that we are going to discuss in the chapter 3, and this chapter weightage is for 11 marks. And now we will move to the next chapter, that is poverty. Next chapter, poverty. Yeah, we all know that after taking even some of the various measures, the Indian economy facing one of the big economic disease or problem, that is nothing but poverty. poverty, we are going to discuss in this chapter very detailedly. What are the causes for poverty and what do you mean by poverty and what are the types of poverty and how we can come out of from the poverty and what are the measures we need to take. That complete concepts will be discussed under the poverty. And this chapter weightage is for 8 marks. This chapter weightage is for 8 marks. We'll move to the next chapter, that is chapter 5, Human Capital Formation. Very simple. Human capital refers to the number of persons who have skill, knowledge, education and health. Is nothing but human capital. Formation in the sense increasing the number of persons with the skill, knowledge, health and education is nothing but human capital formation. Because any country want to reach the top of economic development, the country must have a human capital. It means the skilled persons or trained persons. When we increase the human capital or skilled persons, automatically the country can able to achieve the development. That's why how to achieve the economic development with the help of human capital we will discuss under the chapter 5 in a part B. And this chapter weightage is for 9 marks. This chapter weightage is for 9 marks. And next chapter 6, Rural Development. Chapter 6, Rural Development. We all know that India is also called as a village country. More than 70% of our Indian population still living in the rural area, but the rural areas are still underdeveloped due to lack of infrastructural facilities and lack of some other facilities. But if the country really want to achieve our economic development, first and foremost we should concentrate on the rural development. And under this chapter we will study what do you mean by rural development and what are the steps we need to take to achieve the rural development. And this chapter weightage is for 7 marks. And now we'll move to the next chapter of this part, that is employment. Next chapter, that is employment. We all know that employment is nothing but involving in the production activity, whether it is a physical manner or in a mentally. Physically or mentally involving in the production activity with gainfully is nothing but employment. But nowadays the employment structure in India is going to be changing. We have 3 sectors of the economy, namely agricultural sector, industrial sector and service sector. And the employment in this sector is going to be changing in a rapidly. And earlier, more than 70% of Indian population used to get employment in a agriculture sector. But nowadays, it's reducing and it's already 50% of employment we can see in the agriculture sector, whereas 22% we can see in the industrial sector. And nowadays the service sector is going to giving more employment opportunities, and that is 28% of employment is providing in the service sector. And as well as in this chapter we will study the sector-wise employment as well as what do you mean by unemployment and what are the types of unemployment. And this chapter 7 weightage in the exam point of view is 10 marks. And next chapter under part B is infrastructure. infrastructure. We all know the meaning of infrastructure, I think. And once again, I will repeat. Infrastructure is nothing but it's the activity or services which helps to the development of other sectors of the economy, namely agriculture, industry, and service sector. The activities which helps to develop the other sectors of the economy is called infrastructure. And in India, we are facing lack of infrastructure to achieve the rapid economic development. And that's why if we want to achieve our economic development, firstly we need to concentrate on development of infrastructure. Without infrastructure, development of any country is not possible. And we have two types of infrastructures, mainly economic infrastructure and second one social infrastructure. In that there are mainly four types of infrastructure facilities. One is health. Health is the first and foremost infrastructure facility. Without healthy persons, the country cannot able to achieve anything. That's why health, education, energy, and some other are the most important infrastructural facilities. When we improve this infrastructural facility, it is helpful to the country to achieve a estimating economic development. And this chapter weightage in the exam point of view is 7 marks. 7 marks. And next chapter of this part is environment and sustainable development. Environment and sustainable development. Here we know that we are living in an environment. We are the part of environment right now, because environment refers to all living and non-living things surrounded to our organisms. Now, as per the UNO report, the world is facing most severe economic or else the environmental problems like ozone depletion and we are facing so many environmental problems, in that mainly greenhouse effect and ozone depletion and soil erosion and likewise some other problems. And the resources of the world is going to be declining in a rapid manner. And to overcome all these environmental problems, we have adapted the concept of sustainable development. Your sustainable development means meeting the needs of present generation and without compromising the needs of future generation. And for that sake, what are the steps we need to maintain for the environmental sustainability, that we will be going to discuss in the chapter 9. And this chapter weightage is for 7 marks. And last, one more chapter, that is development experience of India in comparison to neighboring countries. Development experience of India in comparison with its neighbor countries. Yes. Development experience of India in comparison with its neighbor countries. Here, whatever the Indian economy have achieved development, and in comparison with its neighboring countries, and means here we have a neighboring countries like China, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, and Bangladesh. With comparison with these countries, whatever the achieved, our economical development we have achieved, that all the things we will be discussing in the chapter 10. And this chapter weightage is for 6 marks. Okay? Here we understood the syllabus pattern of the past PUC. Now we'll move to the paper pattern, our examination pattern for your first PUC examination. Here we will be having 5 main parts in the examination. One is part A, part B, part C, part D and part E. Now we'll have a look relating to part A. Part A. In this part A, we will be having mainly 4 mains. First main is relating to choosing the correct answer of multiple choice questions. Multiple choice questions. There will be 5 questions, and must ensure we need to attend all the 5 questions, and we need to answer for all the 5 questions, and each question carries 1 mark, and this first main is totally 5 marks. And under the part A, the second main is fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks. And here we will get 5 questions, and we need to attend all the 5 questions. And each question carries 1 mark, totally 5 marks. And in the third main is match the following. Third main is match the following. And here also we will get 5 questions, and we need to answer for all the 5 questions, and carries 1 marks each, and totally 5 marks. And fourth main is 1 mark questions, or 1 word answer questions. 1 mark questions. There will be 5 questions. There will be no choice in the part A for all the mains, and we need to attend all the questions. And here 5 questions will be there in the fourth main, and we need to attend all the 5 questions, and each question carries 1 mark, and totally 5 marks. It means in a part A, totally 20 marks. And come to a part B. Part B. And the part B is relating to 2 mark questions. In that, the fifth main relating to first main, that is statistics for economics. In that, there will be 6 2 mark questions. 6 2 mark questions. In the 6 questions, we need to answer for 4 questions, and each question carries 2 marks, totally 8 marks. And the sixth main is also relating to 2 marks questions, relating to 2 marks question, and here we will be having 7 2 marks questions. 7 2 marks questions, and in this main we need to answer for 5 questions. Each question carries 2 marks, totally 10. And this part B having 18 marks. And come to part C. 7th main. In the part C, we will be having all 4 marks questions, and in this 7th main, we will be having 5 4 mark questions. 5 4 marks questions, and we need to answer for any 3. We need to answer for any 3, and each question carries 4 marks, and then totally 12. And next main, 8th main, and here also we will be having answer for any 4 questions, and there will be a 4 marks and totally 16, and this main will be covers total 28 marks. And next part is part D. In the part D, we will be having ninth main. In the ninth main, we will be have 6 marks questions. 6 marks questions. In that, we will be having the 3 questions. 3 questions, and we need to answer for any 2. We get 6 marks for each question, totally 12. And in main number 10, again it is also 6 marks questions, and here also we need to attend for, we will get 3 questions, and we need to attend for any 2. Each carries 6 marks, totally 12, and in this main totally covers 24 marks. And the last main part, this is last main part E. In the under part E, 11th main, it is related to project oriented questions. Here we will be having 3 questions, and we need to attend any 2 questions. We need to answer for any 2, and totally 2 questions. Each question carries 5 marks, totally 10, and we will be having 100 marks. Yeah, this is what the question paper pattern of